Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. There's the old saying, cash is king. It's based on the belief that cash money is more valuable than any other form of investment tool. But with today's abundance of investment options and credit cards, is cash still king? On this edition of Money Monday, we're going to discuss cash and whether you gotta have it. And if you have it, what should you do with it? Joining me is our guest, certified financial planner, Christine Moriarty. Christine is the president of Money Peace in Bristol. She joins us each month to address specific money-related topics. Great to see you again.
Great to be here, Fran.
And so, cash. Cash is certainly a universal language. Cash is good. I always like to have some cash, but a lot of people don't at all. So we may have a lot, we may not, but what is cash? What are we talking about?
Cash was, it's thrown a lot around in the financial world, but it's the cash in your pocket, in your wallet, the money in your checking account, in your savings account. There's actually cash in a lot of people's investment accounts. It could be the cash under your mattress or in your tin box, like my grandmother used to have. It's not going to change. The value doesn't change based on anything.
Right.
Okay.
What's going on in the outside world. If you're invested in something, things could change.
But
of course,
cash is cash. A dollar's a dollar.
Okay. So people today, they have debit cards, they have electronic transfers, other ways to access money. So why even bother with cash?
Well, here's a couple of reasons to save money right off the bat, especially if you're hungry. I have been to 2 restaurants in the past week. One of them only took cash, and the other one charged you more if you used your credit card. So that's local stores and restaurants could do that. But you need cash for a safety account or a peace of mind account that's in the bank for you to fall back on, or a little money tucked in your wallet to fall back on. I always get tripped up or asked the question about out-of-state tolls. How do you pay out-of-state tolls when you're zipping down 93 going to Boston unless you have some cash?
Right.
Because most of us in Vermont don't have an easy pass or whatever pass you need in Florida or wherever. And then tipping people. Yes, we can put it on our credit card a lot, but there's tips at the coffee shop, or, the big one is tipping the hotel people who help you out in the hotel.
Sure, absolutely.
You need cash.
I think cash is great to have around. I feel much more comfortable when I have some cash.
You're
in
not
my
alone
pocket.
in that. They've actually done studies that people's stress is lowered when they touch $20 bills. So there's
a good reason.
There's a great reason to keep $20
Just to have some
around.
cash, it makes you feel better.
Right.
So coming back to something we discussed last month, interest rates. They're so low now that it seems that it makes not that much financial sense to put your cash into a bank account because it's not going to be making much money. Is that true, or is it just safer there, or what's?
A lot of people argue that. And so I'm going to stay off that track. We don't need zillions of dollars in cash. That's a financial term, zillions.
Okay.
We just need a fixed amount so that we have enough for 6 months to take care of ourselves in the bank, somewhere safe, because in the bank is different than in an investment account because it's FDIC insured. It's insured by the government. So having some cash, it's going to be stable, it's tangible, you know where to find it, and you can fall back if you lose your job or something crazy like that government shutdown happens.
But you do hear from some people like, well, I don't need cash, but you're saying 6 months.
6 months of living expenses,
right,
is what we should all aspire to.
Is trying to have that
bank
aside. So, so aside from winning the lottery, how do we get cash?
You get cash in several different ways. So everyone thinks, oh my God, I'll never get that much. Well, start by saving in a piggy bank. Then start by saving in a savings account at a bank. I'm queen of accounts, but most people don't even have a savings account. So make those deposits regularly, whether from a payroll, if you're getting paid part of your paycheck, it can be $10 a paycheck. It can be $5 a paycheck. Have it come from your Social Security account, check. Have it automatic from your checking account to your savings account. You can also sell some investments If it's within a retirement account, there'll be no capital gains or anything. You can keep it in that retirement account. You don't have to pull it out, but at least it will be there. It won't go up and down with the whims of the market that have been awful.
So you put it into a cash account.
A cash account within your investment account.
Investment account.
Yep.
So putting away something on a regular basis so we have that cushion is something you want to do.
And you can do that by gifts. There's tons of people with hobbies and other things, part-time jobs, that money can just go into cash. Why not? So just think creatively about what money can get in there, and think creatively about what you like to do and maybe is worth something to someone.
Right, and maybe not every time we have it, we spend it, you know?
Right, exactly.
So again, when we have cash, what do we do with it? You're saying savings account.
Savings account, don't worry about the low interest rate, Fran, because that's your stability part of your life.
Okay, so a regular account, savings account, often the interest rate really isn't that much different, but it's your savings, you know that's where your cash is.
That's where your safety cash is.
Yeah,
and it's just like holding on to that cash makes you feel good, having that in a separate account will make you feel good. Okay. You'll know what it is for.
Okay, terrific. And your recommendations regarding cash in investment or retirement accounts, how much do we say to our investment person, if we have one, to put into cash, and how much into investments?
Well, most of all, you should have cash in your local bank that you absolutely need. That's your goal, okay? Right. That's your goal. If you want to, as you get closer to retirement, say, I'm getting more conservative, then you can direct your investment team or wherever your investments are, and think of this in percentage-wise. Right. If you're before age 45, you're not going to be touching those retirement accounts in a long time. So we're just talking retirement. Over age 45, you want to start putting a little in cash. Over 55, start putting 5% in, keep 5%. Over 65, 10%. That part is going to be the stable part of your retirement portfolio.
And this is the money you put into retirement accounts.
Right.
Not just, you still want to think about in your regular savings account having that 6 months to fall back on.
Exactly.
If you can afford to do that. So let's continue a little bit about retirement accounts.
Okay.
It's important to pay attention to the various ways that retirement account can also make money for you.
Right.
So you have this cash, but what else are we looking at?
Remember that we only put a very little bit in cash. So you have stocks and bonds which are making interest, capital gains, and dividends for you. So rather than having to sell a investment and put it in cash, you can just say to your investment person or the investment company, take all the interest, all the capital gains, and all the dividends and start putting them in cash. It makes your portfolio stabler, and those things pay off at least annually, but often quarterly or monthly.
Right, so more and more in cash. And what if, some people only have cash. So investing is also a good idea if you can do that.
Absolutely, and get some advice on it. But often people have only cash because they're really nervous.
Right.
And so you got to work with your emotions, your feelings, and what's practical, because you don't want to be up all night. Right, you want to balance it.
Give this some thought and get sleep at night.
Right, very key.
So to follow up on that, touch a little bit about options about what to do with income. With the income that you get from your investments.
So the income from your investments is you can reinvest it in the same place.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
Or you can keep it in the account, but in a money market fund. So this is whether it's a retirement account or a brokerage fund. Okay, so some money you have in stocks and bonds outside of retirement. You can keep reinvesting and saying take all that interest and keep reinvesting, but if you want to get some more in cash, just open a money market account within your brokerage account or within your IRA.
And your interest goes right in there.
Right, exactly.
And the RMD, the required minimum distribution, I'm know some people that you have to take some out of your
You have to.
retirement.
So let's
How does
think
that
about
work?
it from the government side.
Okay.
That when you open your IRA, your 401k, your 403b, people put money in there because they get a tax deduction. So there's been no taxes paid on it. So now the IRS wants to make sure they get their share. So at 70 and a half, it's a required withdrawal and it's taxable. You don't have to pull it all out, which some people fear.
It's a certain percentage.
It's a certain percentage each
Okay.
year. And it's based on age and longevity, so I can't tell you what it is at certain ages. And it's based on how much is in that investment account. You don't have to worry about it till you're 70 and a half, but then
But
be
no,
concerned.
it's gonna come.
It's
You're
going to
gonna
come,
get that cash.
and that's another good reason why it's good to have cash in there, because you want to be pulling it out of cash, not having to sell, you know, any Beyond Meat,
major
whatever
investment.
stock
Right.
is going up today.
Okay. And advice about what not to use your safety cash
Great.
for.
So good. This is safety cash. Do not use it for impulse purchases. In my case, I can't use it for vacation because that's an impulse purchase of it. Kind of credit card payoffs, anything that's playtime, like events, light things. This is for this more serious stuff that you're stuck and really need some money.
Right. So you have your play money and you have your savings, which is quite different. Take home message for today.
Take home much. You gotta have cash, and cash is king. So have it in a few different places.
Okay, fantastic. So Christine Moriarty, thank you so much for your excellent financial advice and to kind of keep us thinking. A lot of people like me don't want to think about it at all, so it's very helpful. You can send your questions or learn more from Christine Moriarty by going to her website at moneypeace.com or calling her at 802-453-5913. Thank you so much, Christine, for your sound advice for us today.
Always good to be here, Fran.
And thank you for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard.